Majesty, the Commonwealth of Nations Globe.
Shalom. I like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who grew well. Peace and blessings to the elect who firmly believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? Now, the title of this lesson is going to be Queen Elizabeth's Death. What does it mean? Queen Elizabeth's death. What does it mean? Right? And as you witnessed, it got into, she was pretty much lighting up the tree, right? And, that's where pretty much, we as a people erred, by tapping into the tree of wickedness, so to speak, right? And that was pretty much what the knowledge of the other nations when the scriptures speak upon how Adam and Eve took a bite of the fruit, right? And those fruits was actually, lies, right? Knowledge and information of the other nations. But this is one step closer to the MOTB, right? Because what that means is the DNA in which that represents is, here it is, you have I believe it's a hedge fund. They're buying up Ancestry.com, right? It's a hedge fund called Blackstone. You can look it up. They're purchasing Ancestry.com. So of course the global elites, they want that information. They want that intel. They want that that piece of you, right? That's one thing, and it also symbolizes, like I said, the MOTB, to where they're going to hijack the body, right? And the way of them hijacking the body is by planting that microchip inside of the body, to where they also have your DNA, right? And there's no coincidence, that Queen Elizabeth passed away on September 8th. Right, that number 8 means what? New beginnings or glory, right? There's power in the numbers of things, right? There certain numbers mean certain things, and why was 8 people saved? During the time of when the Lord destroyed, the earth by water. 8 people was on the boat, right? Symbolizing what? Glory, new beginnings into the new world, so to speak, right? Now, with her dying on September 8th, that's supposed to be an indication of what the new world order, right? To where now the financial systems are going to go digital. And, like Apostle Tahar always says, you got to follow the money, and the money is going digital. And if you check it out, a lot of the cryptocurrencies, in which is about to make a way, is the ISO 2022 cryptocurrency coins, right? It's a particular coins, the ISO 2022 coins, in which they're about to introduce fourth quarter this year. I believe it's November, December. At least they push it back, right? So they are preparing, for their new world order, and certain sacrifices have to be made in order to establish their so-called NWO, right? But when we see these things, we got the understanding. We have the hope for elect. We have that understanding that salvation is nearer than when we believe, man. Right? So I'm going to start off with Romans chapter 13, verse 11. It says, "In that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep." That's right. Now is high time to awake out of sleep. When I came into the faith, we was bringing these scriptures out, and that was roughly, 8 years ago? Going on 9 years, high time to wake out of sleep. It's that much more close. The times that we living in is that much more close, man. And Apostle Paul said this 2,000 years ago, right? Well over 2,000 years ago. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. And we believe it soon. We have the hope for elect whose eyes are open. We believe that the coming destruction and the salvation is soon. It's sooner than that, right? The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. And that's what we're doing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We're putting on the armor of light, which is this truth. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and the fear of the Lord is his treasure. What is the darkness? The darkness is the ways of the world. Being all into the politics, being into the sports, drugs, and entertainment. That's darkness, right? It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy. Those are what? Fleshly shenanigans, for lack of better terms, right? Let's walk honestly in the day, because why? Our eyes are open, because if you engage and you engulf yourself into chambering, shacking up with these ladies, partying and bullshitting, eyes looking over here, eyes looking over there, fighting, right? All of those things are, works of darkness. All of those are works of darkness, and you can lose your salvation, by engaging, in these particular activities, right? It's about being balanced. It says, verse 14, "But put ye on the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof," right? Let me get into the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12, because these devils have an agenda, right? These devils have an agenda, and part of the reason of her death is to institute that agenda. Job 5 and 12, "He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." So ultimately, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to disrupt this devil's plans. The Lord's going to disrupt this devil's craft, right? To establish the New World Order, spearheaded with the MOTB, in which we know to be the chip, the CHIP, right? The Lord's going to disappoint. And a disappointment is one of the worst emotions in which a human being can feel, right? Because when you're disappointed, that means you're invested financially, you're invested mentally, you're invested emotionally. And when these things don't go your way, disappointment festers. You're let down, you're soaking, you're sorrowing at that point. These are the emotions that the so-called white man is going to feel in that day when he understands that his new world order is not going to come to pass, right? It says, "He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong." Part of their craft is what? Crashing the dollar. Part of their craft is what? Cryptocurrency. Part of their craft is digital dollars. Here it is. You got who is it? It's a bit of news that came out to where I believe Russia or China is going to purchase. China's going to purchase oil in the currency of the ruble. I believe the Russian currency, right? And that's supposed to be a craft and to further collapsing the dollar, but what that in turn is going to do is what create hyperinflation, and it's going to get to a point to where now they're going to have to defend the dollar and they're going to go into the Third World War. So these are the times that we're actually living in. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime, right? And that's what they did with Queen Elizabeth when she lit up that tree. They meet with darkness. That was a form of darkness. And when you looked at the sky, guess what? It was the daytime. It says, and grope in noonday as in the night. But he saves the poor from the sword. Ultimately, the elect is going to be delivered, right? From their mouth and from the hand of the mighty. Let me get, what's that, the book of Psalm, chapter 21. Psalm 21 and 11. Psalm 21 and 11. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. That's right. These devils are not going to be able to perform, their hearts, their desires, all of their hearts and intentions. The evil in which they intend against us is to go digital, And here it is. Don't get it twisted. All of these countries are in league with one another. Russia's cool with America. China is cool with America. Iran is cool. Like all of these countries, they're all in one big cahoots. It's just the peons, which are the people, the people who don't know shit, they feel as though that they are at odds with one another. The armies, right? They have the understanding, or the disbelief that we're actually at odds. Well, not we, but the countries are at odds with one another. The elites of these countries know what's going on. They have secret meetings. They perform seances. They worship Satan, with the hopes to establish a new world order. That's why you see a lot of these countries, when the pandemic was happening, they were all on the same accord. Everyone shut down for a particular purpose, for that purpose. Right? That shot was called by the luminaries, the lesser luminaries, So we are living in that time, man. We are living in that time. So essentially that's what her death meant, was to establish this new world order. So, expect things to get real funny, tricky, detrimental moving forward, right? Strange things happen in the fourth quarter. And one thing about September is the first month into the fourth quarter. You got September, October, November, December. That's the 4 months. And in the brink of the fourth quarter, on the 8th day, the queen dies. That's all systematic, right? That's all systematic. This is Job chapter 20. Let's start at verse 18. It says, matter of fact, let's start at 11. Job 20 and 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, because not the masses don't understand what the hell's going on. The devil's not going to be blatant and tell you, hey, we're Satan worshipers. We want to put the whole earth in slavery and captivity, and we want to rule you by way of a microchip to have complete and utter control of you. No, they're going to create problem, reaction, solution scenarios to happen to furthermore deceive the people, right? It's as though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. It's like a nigga with a razor blade on his tongue. A nigga can have a full-blown conversation with you. Little do you know he got a razor blade on his tongue. And at the slightest moment in your lack of defense, he cuts you because you didn't see it coming. That's the so-called white man. It says, yet his meat in his bowels is turned. It is the gall of ass within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. That's right. And we're in the time to where this devil is going to vomit up them riches. Yeah, you seen that big ass crib in which that devil was coming out of? That's their castles, if I'm not mistaken. These are the homes and the buildings that they live in. So what? They're wealthy. They're rich. But guess what? The Lord's going to force you to vomit them up again. You know, this is the Most High shall cast them out of his belly. Yahweh, right? He shall suck the poison ass, the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That's right. You're not going to establish your NWO. That which he labored for shall he restore. That's right. The natural resources, everything in which you've taken from the people, you will restore, essentially to the nation of Israel. It says, that which he labored for shall he restore and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not. That's right, and that's what you devils did. You builded up this land called America off of the blood, sweat, and tears of the so-called Negroes, man, and the Latinos. You know, we the ones to this current day, present day, that makes this world go round. You know, if all the Israelites went on strike, your kingdom would fall. It says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. That's right. You're not going to be satisfied, right? You're not going to be able to digest, you know, the wealth in which you attempt to consume, right? It says, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency shall he be in straits. You know, so this devil still feels like he got a shot. He's in the time now to where he still feels like he got a shot because things are going according to his plan right now. You know, but that's the Heavenly Father building you up just to put your ass down. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Every hand of the laborer, right? It says, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So here it is when you feel like, okay, we about to put the cherry on top. You know, we were about to have the masses of the people chipped. You know, we got a lot of people. Here it is. We got the people's DNA, right? That's when the Heavenly Father is going to move upon you, and it's going to be completely out of your control. Edom has a false sense of control. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Yeah, you're going to escape the nuclear blast. The Lord wants you to escape the nuclear blast so that we're going to get that script. Matter of fact, let me get it now. This is why the Lord wants you to escape the nuclear blast. What's that? Is it Psalm? In fact, fetters. Nobles. What's that scripture? Okay. Slip me. He shall bind. Oh, man. Oh, this is why. Oh. He shall bind. All right, this is the book of Psalm, chapter 149. I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, let the high praises of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. The Psalm 149:6. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints, praise ye Yahweh. That's why these devils are going to escape the nuclear blast, so they can be the first victims of slavery under the Israelites, beginning with Yahushua, King David, the 12 apostles, and the rest of the elect. You know, this is what you Edomites have to look forward to. We have the whole have the kingdom to look forward to. You got the slavery to look forward to. It's a perfect balance, man. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh. You know, this is what you Edomites got to look forward to, you know, and we just the reporters giving you the news, you know, whether you like it, love it, believe it or not, you know. So, you know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Queen Elizabeth, what does her death mean? It means that they are a step closer into establishing their NWO, and they're about to enter into the phase of, you know, digital currencies, to where they're going to further collapse the dollar, you know, and that's just other moves to be made into what the Third World War, and we already know what happens, you know, in the midst of that, you know. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect. You know, I like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.